Welcome to After Art School Podcast. I'm Emily,
And I'm Natalie.
and we're going to dive in. All right. So, this is our first episode. Yay!
Very exciting.
Yeah. And we're going to talk a little bit about our name change, the podcast, and what you can do if you feel like you're ready for a fresh start. The first thing we'd like to talk about is a little bit about our journey and what we've done in the past 6 years and where we want to go moving forward.
So we started the Gathered Gallery in 2016. We were still in school at the University of Guelph in our
Hmm.
final semester. And it was kind of born out of the idea that we wanted to continue to be connected to the art world, keep looking at art, stay in communication with each other, and kind of build on our friendship and continue
Yeah.
to have something to work on together as we had been collaborating quite a bit in our undergrad degree.
We were moving to different provinces when we graduated, so we were kind of fearing April and when we were gonna
Mhm.
leave each other, and we decided to collaborate on an art blog to make the transition a little bit easier and to kinda keep working together over distance.
Absolutely. So when we started, we were just writing short art bullets, what we called them, about 250 words or
Around
so
there, yeah.
about a new artist each week. And it was a great way for us to think critically about art and, yeah, be looking at new art all of the time. It really pushed us to practice writing and get uncomfortable and
Think
learn kind of.
critically.
Exactly.
Yeah, doing the art bullets was a great way to also make connections with other artists because we were fresh graduates. We didn't really know anybody in the art scene. And we would really just wanted to meet other artists and figure out how they were making their careers. And so by writing about their work, it was a really great in to make connections to all the artists we admired. And we got some really
Mhm.
great feedback in those early years from artists who appreciated what we were doing. And we have some relationships that we built through those years that we still cherish today.
Mhm. Definitely. We were also doing some interviews at the time, so those were a bit more long form where we would go to an artist's studio and talk to them about their practice and get to see kind of the behind the scenes. It was really
Yeah.
fun to see the materials they use and how they set up their spaces. Those were really, really fun.
Yeah. Those are probably some of our favorite projects when we were able to actually go into an artist studio and see what they were working on. And it was a connection, and it was also learning and an opportunity to share the creative community around a little bit, which was fun.
Mhm.
So since the beginning of this project, we have transitioned into artist programming. So right now we offer a few types of programming that supports artist careers, one being our crit groups and the other one being our after art school program. We had spent so many years writing about people's work, and it gave us this toolbox of ways in which to give people feedback. And we had been giving people feedback on our website for so many years through this writing that we created our crit groups because if it felt like we were ready to work collaboratively with an artist who wanted our feedback over the course of several months and be able to build a relationship and see their growth over time.
Yeah, it was really fun to be able to see the growth of an artist over the few months that we were with them and, yeah, connect on a more intimate level.
Definitely. And then our after art school program is completely different. It's instead of 12 weeks like our crit groups, it's short and sweet, 6 weeks with every practical, professional development tip and trick we've learned over the years condensed into a 6 week intensive. And we have a different expert presenter every single week, also sharing their expertise. So it's a lot of information, but we've done it in bite-sized, digestible chunks, and it's a coming together of artists who are all ready to level up their career, and it creates a
Mhm.
wonderful little community during those 6 weeks of art, supporting each other and learning together, which is probably our favorite part of
Absolutely.
it.
It is, yeah. Yeah, and that kind of was born out of us having to learn a lot of skills after school and doing a lot of research and not finding the answers, but then figuring it out on our own along the way and wanting to share that with artists. Mhm.
Yeah, we kind of asked ourselves, well, what would we have wanted? You know, a year or after we graduated,
Mm.
and this is exactly we built it for our past selves, essentially.
Yes, we did.
Um, so it's been a lot of fun bridging that gap for other artists as well.
Mhm. So that kind of sets us up for where we are now and why we're starting a podcast.
Yeah,
So we really wanted a new way to connect with our community beyond Instagram, beyond the programs that we're currently running. And this felt like the next step for us, which is really exciting.
absolutely. We spend so much of our time working together, just talking and
Hmm.
troubleshooting. There are so many different ways to have a creative career. And we thought, why not share some of this and the tips and tricks we've learned over the years?
So, with that, we have a new name, Studio Mates.
This name has been in the works for a while. We finally made the switch in the spring of 2022, and we could not be more excited about it. So,
Hmm.
the Gathered Gallery will still live on as a website, as a blog, but we decided to switch from the Gathered Gallery to Studio Mates because it feels a lot more aligned with what our mission is right now. So, Studio Mates is going to focus on our programming that supports art and arts practice, like our crit groups and our after art school program. These programs didn't really feel aligned with the Gathered Gallery, which was so much more focused on sharing artist work in a blog style format. The
Hmm.
word gallery doesn't feel as aligned with us anymore because we're not curating collections of artists as much as we are trying to support creative careers. And Studio Mates is a perfect fit for us in so many ways.
Yes. So, we started sharing a studio while in the University of Guelph and still support each other's practices today. So, that feeling of community and support in a physical studio space is what we're striving to create in all of the different projects we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Studio Mates, friendship is really at the core of what we do. And this name puts this focus back on this value and how we want to make connections and help artists build connections as much as we want to give them the knowledge and tools that they need to move forward.
So, for the rest of 2022, we're going to be sharing some new ideas, some new projects that we are really excited about, but we're going to continue to offer our much loved programs, which are after art school in our crit group. And we're really excited about this next chapter and what we'll get up to,
We
what we'll be
are
busy at.
bright things ahead, and we can't wait.
Mhm.
We thought it'd be fun to reflect a little bit on the past 6 years and some of our favorite memories. Some things that we've loved over the years, doing residencies and spending that time together since we live in different provinces. The trips and the residencies we do together are so precious to our time together, our friendship, and also we get a lot of work done in those few
Mhm.
weeks.
Yeah.
We've loved interviewing artists and learning about their work. We've loved when something that we've written has made a positive impact on an arts career. That's just the best email to get ever.
Absolutely. It really is. Being able to see an artist have a light bulb moment in one of our programs has been pretty wonderful.
It
Being able to
has.
share in that learning is very, very cool.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think that my favorite memory over the years is when we went to New York. We went to so many museums in 5 days that our feet hurt so much by the end of the day, we could barely even walk. But we
Yeah.
wanted to write about the experience, and we wanted to see as much as we possibly could so that we could share it. And it was so cool because we got to see work that we learned about in school, and writing about it just made it, extra fun and turned the trip into an art-filled project.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite memories or things we've done together over the years has been returning to Guelph and giving an artist talk to some students who are currently there. It's been really fun to be able to share some of our fears and mistakes and things that we've gone through with future grads. It almost makes it feel worthwhile and going through
Yeah.
those tough moments, a
Yeah.
teachable moment. And it's been really lovely to stay connected with some of our old professors and just be able to share what we've been up to in the past years since graduating and just stay connected. I think that's been really lovely.
It has, absolutely. But there's been some challenges. It hasn't always been great memories.
Mm.
Pivoting from arts writing to educational programming, there was definitely a learning curve there, and
Yeah.
mostly with technology. We're always trying to make this work in two provinces, and technology is a large part of that. We're always trying new apps and trying to make it a little bit easier.
Mhm. I think also wearing all the hats has been challenging,
Yes.
trying to maintain the work that we do for the Gather Gallery and now Studio Mates on top of, our jobs and our art practices and whatever else we have on the go. It's been a real balancing act. And there's been times that, we don't always have as much time as we want, but we're making it work.
Absolutely. Also,
Mhm.
not every idea works. We've tried ideas over the years that weren't a perfect fit for us, and sometimes we get really excited about a new project and it doesn't work out, which is always hard. Sometimes the response isn't there. Sometimes it's a technology issue. It's not feasible. Sometimes we just don't have time for it in that stage of our lives. But we always learn from these mistakes and they encourage us to keep trying new things. And eventually, when we do find a program that's a good fit, it's so much fun.
Mhm. Absolutely. And I guess maybe the last thing that's been challenging over the years is Instagram.
Yes.
Um, so it's changed a lot since 2016, and we're always having to learn new ways to be seen and make connection. Kind of takes the fun out of it at times, but we've also been able to pivot a bit and have new ways of connecting with artists through Discord and various programs that we're offering. So yeah, Instagram. It's a tricky,
It
tricky app.
is. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not.
Mhm.
So, if you're thinking it might be time for a fresh start in your art practice, these are some ways that we knew that it was time for a change. The first one is when the work you're doing isn't fun or challenging in a good way anymore. That was
Mhm.
something that was really indicating to us that it was time for a change. Also, when you've outgrown your why, when you've outgrown your own description of what you do, it can be time to rethink and say, well, why am I limiting myself? Why am I niching myself down when I could be doing so many more things?
Mhm. Absolutely. Another would be when there's a new idea that's outside of the box that you would really like to try and is more exciting than what you're currently working on. And when you're getting more results in a new area than what you've been doing in the past, it can be a really good indication that maybe it's time to move on. We definitely found that the case for ourselves.
Definitely. So, the first step to a fresh start is really getting clear on where you want to be, whether that's a year from now or 5 years from now. Ask yourself, if you don't make a change right now, will you still get there? It's a great
Mhm.
reflection question that we found ourselves asking.
So, final thoughts. We are so thankful for everyone being with us through all of these changes. And whether you've been following us for the whole 6 years or you've just joined us now, we are so thankful that you're here with us. And we're really excited for this new chapter together.
Thank you so much for listening to our first episode. There'll be many more to come, and we'll talk again soon.